Salto is a local swimming hole. Salto is a local swimming hole that I've shown you. So I just want you to see how close it is. And you can see how beautiful it is. And those waterfalls there, that's the pool everybody swims in.
Buenos días, Gemma. Buen día, amiga. Tu viaje de fortuna conmigo. Buenos días, chica linda.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't the birds, that was the cross guard. So now we're going to go up to the property. Just wanted to show you how close the beautiful swimming hole is. Gracias, maestro. The road is really well maintained. We're selling property in the way, but we have the one that we're looking at is one of the best properties that I've seen here.
Today is a beautiful day to see the property, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's a good day.
Yeah, it is. Nearly every day is beautiful. Almost every day is the same. The weather is... See how everything grows so nice, so people can have gardens that are just, you plant something and it grows and flowers. Beautiful. So there's hotels and there's hostels on this road here. Really nice hotels, like very high-end hotels and spas. See, the houses are really nice. Casa Luna. That's okay. You can look it up on Google Maps to see where that is. Casa Luna in Costa Rica, in La Fortuna. Really nice restaurants here. A dog relaxing in the road. Hey, we have tourists or these locals? Maybe tourists. A lot of tourists go up and down this road because it's very close to the waterfall. Waterfall is 5 minutes away, 5 minutes walk away from the property. So now we're going up a steep hill here, which is very short to the entrance to the property, which keeps things very secure, I think. And this is the property here. You see the big wall on the property, and this is very secure. People can't climb that wall. And on the other side is the property. So this is the entrance to the property here, where they cut into the hillside. This is the access road to the property. Yeah, and it goes up. Yeah.
Going to the waterfall and back here.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. So this is where the property is, but we're going to go up to the waterfall. This is the caretaker, really wonderful person named Henry, and we're going to go up to the waterfall just to show you how close the waterfall is. There, and you can see how beautiful the countryside is here. Not a lot of development. Around, a lot of lots for sale, but the lot that we have has access to the waterfall and an incredible view of the volcano. So I just want to show you how close the waterfall is, which is one of the main tourist attractions of the area. In fact, it's one of the most important tourist attractions in all of Costa Rica, right? The Fortuna waterfall. So this is you can see the volcano, and this is the entrance to the waterfall coming up. See how lush everything is. Flowers. Feels so nice here. This is where the horses stop and eat when you take a horse tour up here. So this is the entrance to the waterfall here. So I'll show you a video of the waterfall later, but this is basically how close it is to the entrance to the waterfall. So this is like where tourists come to enter into the park, and I'll show you a video of that. The famed Arenal waterfall, so beautiful. Costa Rica 2019. Okay, this is a brand new road with a brand new culvert that protects the property here. This side of the property is someone else's property. Let me see. Is that right? No, this side of the property is actually included in. No, I'm sorry. This is someone else's property here. Here to the right. But for us, we have a brand new culvert It goes all the way down, and you see how steep the hill is here. There's just no way for someone to climb up there, and especially if you have a fence at the top. So it's very secure. And we have a brand new culvert, a brand new road, which is just really nice because it protects all the land, so there would be no erosion, you know, from this side. So we're going to go into the property. Maybe we need to go from the other side. This is the access road. We would need to build a road here, but this is the access. So, beautiful flowers there. So, we would need to build a road here, put in, you know, a road up to this. So this is the shared access for the two properties. You can see here that this access goes all the way back to the property Papa Chris is considering there. So you see on this side, there's like a farm, there's a caretaker there, but other than that, there's really nothing. They're not going to do any development or anything on this side, according to the owner of the property Papa Chris is considering. This is the property that Asha and I are considering. Let me see if we can go in there underneath this cattle. Okay. All right. So from this fence down to those poles over there, if you can see that, yeah. So here's the property, and you can see how flat it is. Up here at the top, it's very flat, and there's lots of space for, you know, building housing or whatever we want to build here. So you can see how stunning it is, just how stunningly pretty the whole property is. So look at the views, guys. The views of the whole valley. I mean, it's when you stand on the far side of the property, there's a hill that goes down from here, and so this is like a little like peninsula that comes out, and on the other side of this fence is natural reserve, so no one can build here or plant any trees that would get in the way of the view, or build any structures. And you can see the volcano. So this is the property here. You could see the structure on the other side there. That's Papa Chris's or potential property there on the other side of that fence. We'll go down there and check that out. But this is the property. It's a hectare. You know, for me, it's just extremely cheap at this point in the middle of the virus situation. So you can see the view here is just spectacular. There's a little slope here at the end, which is great for water runoff, because it does rain pretty regularly. Well, maybe the view is better when I'm up higher. But you can see there's a view that is just world class. It goes all the way, you know, halfway to the Caribbean. You can see the entire valley, and it's just stunning. And the volcano behind us is slightly obscured with clouds, but that's the volcano there. The volcano is just stunningly beautiful. And it looks a lot closer than I will on this film. It's very prominent, you know. You can feel it from here. And birds. So this is the property. It starts to slope down, but gradually, and then there's another leveling off spot over there, so you can easily build in any of the land here. So the entire property is buildable for sure. So I'll walk down on the other side of this fence is Papa Chris's. Hey, can you guys get through? Yeah. Okay. So this is the access to the river. Is that fence there? So this is the first property, the one that Asha and I are considering, and perhaps Sharon Miranda too. These beautiful flowers here. So, and even from here, at the bottom of the property, a little more private location, maybe for somebody's house. It has beautiful views. You know, you take down one or two of these trees here, and you just have beautiful views from here as well, and the view of the volcano underneath that avocado tree. So these avocados are absolutely delicious. I had them last time I was here. So this is the property on the border of the property. The 1 hectare is here that we just looked at, and it goes up to, I don't know if you could see the people up there, but it goes up to that fence line there. And this fence line is between the property that Papa Chris is considering and the property that Asha and I are considering. And this gate is the access road, or beginning of the access road down to the river. So this property, a hectare, has access rights to the river, and the ability to build a road here on this, and it's this wide, it's 7 meters wide, down to the river. And so we'll walk down there, but this is this property here on the other side of the fence is the 1.6 hectare property that Papa Chris is considering, and I just got the price. It's $13.52 a square meter, which is just extremely cheap. So that ends up being $225,000. So this side I have yet to get a confirmed price of, but I think it's around $150,000 for the whole hectare. And then this hectare, the hectare also includes this road that's 7 meters wide going down to the river. And we have the right, the property here, the 1 hectare property has the legal right to build a road down to the river and or plant trees or a garden on the way down to the river. But you know, if we all buy this property together, it'll be kind of like joint use together. So that's property number 1. Okay, this is the proposed property for Papa Chris, and it also has volcano views, and it's 1.6 hectare. So I'm just gonna walk up down that way. I would say like maybe 200 meters or something is down is the riparian zone for the river, and we'll check that out. But right now there's some cattle that are enjoying this spot, keeping the plant life relatively manageable. And you can see where my neighbors are. My beautiful neighbors are so friendly. My neighbors are where Carmen and Coco are. That's the border of the property and the other person's property. So this is the fence between the property Asha and I are considering and this property. So this property has spectacular views as well, as you can see. So there's a structure on this property here. It's just stunningly pretty out here. So notice how far away it is from the road, and there's a big berm like the hillside here between the road and this property. So you basically, it's absolutely silent virtually out here, which is just really nice. So it's very private property. On the high side of the property, this is a structure that's built, and even though it looks like a ruin, it's built solid as a rock. It was built by a professional architect from Chile, of one of the family members of the person who built it. So the foundation is extremely solid, and some of the hillside is prepared for further building. Like this is all flat and level and leveled out, obviously for a second level. So this foundation here and the preparation for this house, even though it was stopped, the construction was stopped, this is all usable. Very solid construction, a very solid foundation. It's a 7-bedroom house. So all it needs is, you know, a few extra walls, another floor, and to build a roof on top of it. But you can see it's spectacular and private, and it has you know, some pretty good sized trees, and you see the kind of construction it was or is super solid. So this can all easily be converted into a livable, beautiful house. And take a look at the view of this place. You see 180-degree view from here. It's stunning. Vista increíble, ¿no?
Demasiado.
Just a really amazing view. So on this side of the property is the person who owns this other side says they're not going to develop it. So it's it's totally undeveloped and will remain so. He's going to pass it on to his grandkids. He said he's not going to do anything with it until his grandkids own it, and he's 37 years old. So that's probably, you know, they're little kids. So that's probably 30 or 40 years before anybody owns that plot of land and wants to develop it. So it's going to be totally undeveloped. There's a fence, you know, there for access, and that's the road that we entered on, and that access is also included in the property. So there's a 7-meter road. I'm not sure if you can see that there. There's a 7-meter road out to the main road, 7-meter easement, and the gate there, 7-meter easement all the way out to the main road. So on the downslope side, it's all bioreserve. Nobody can touch it. Nobody can develop there. On the left side is the property Asha and I are considering. Then on the high side is one owner of the whole property there who is saying that he's not going to develop it, pass it on to his grandkids. And on the other side, on the downslope side, is the river. So basically there are no neighbors other than Asha and myself if we decide to get that other property. So I'm going to walk down the river here. Alright, so there's the house. It's half built. And you can hear the river if I stop yapping. And this is the downslope side. This downsloping side of this property, you can see those thick trees down there. That's those thick trees down there, that's the border of where it's protected old growth riparian habitat. But this whole downsloping area, it has a really great aspect for the sun, and you could have a big beautiful farm here, you know, or build other houses if you wanted to. It's a little bit of a grade, but it's, you know, it's doable as far as building other things. But I think it's perfect for a farm. Para finca aquí, you know? Es perfecto para finca. Yeah. So that's that side. So we're going to go down the hill here to the river and take a look at the river access here. Gracias, señor. Buena ayuda. Okay, so this is the river access here. So right at the base here, it goes down to the river. There's a road that's built here, but that's on the other property. But they say it's fine for us to use it. But I think it's better for us to build a trail, and there's a better location to do that. But it's pretty steep at this point. But this is all protected, old growth riparian habitat. It has sloths here, sloths that live on the property. We might even get to see one or two. Sloths that live on the property, and the property goes down. Even though this is, you can't do anything like build anything other than a trail. It is protected habitat, but the property line goes down to the middle of the river over there. So this is the whole river access is usable. Okay, so this is a nice little flat zone, is naturally flat here, that you could build a little recluse cabin or whatever down here easily. You could cut into this mountainside and build a little recluse cabin underneath the trees. You know, a little artist cabin or something, and that's totally completely private. Like you wouldn't, like there's nothing around here. So that's the hillside that goes up to where the house is built, or half built. There's still some beautiful trees remaining. Hey, ¿tú conoces qué tipo es este árbol? There's a beautiful tree. I don't know what kind of tree it is.
Gavilán.
¿Sí? ¿Tiene fruta?
Sí.
¿Sí? ¿Qué
That's a
tipo?
good tree for the birds.
Good tree for the birds. Yeah, exactly. Big, beautiful tree on the property.
That in the trees don't have many birds coming here to the beer.
See?
To the tree.
Yeah, okay. And it's a really good habitat for bird life. So this is where the access is for the front property, which Asha and I are considering. There's a 7-meter easement here along this fence line, and on the other side again that's bioreserve, so no one's going to build anything there. There is the ability to build a road down to the river, or not to the river, but to the beginning of the old growth. You can build a road here, or you can build, you know, plant a bunch of fruit trees and make a nice trail, which I think is a better idea. And then this section here is where less of a slope, where you can well, somewhere here is a way to get down to the river, and I showed you that before on another video, so I don't think we'll go down there today, but this is a spot where we could create, and you could see here, as a frog is jumping out of our way, you could see here that the slope, we could build steps here and a slope down here. Es aquí. ¿Tú quieres? Vaya al río. Fue. Okay, so this is you know, we're gonna go down there. I'm gonna need 2 hands, so I'm gonna cut the video, but we're gonna go down there to the river. But we can make switchbacks right down here, and that would work fine. Okay, we're halfway down to the river, and it's long. It's bigger than 60 feet. I think it's 60 meters. 60 meters, 60 metros. Yeah, 60 meters. Instead of 60 feet from the river, I think is protected. So you can see up the hill there. You can see the sky through the trees there. We're about halfway down to the river, and it is beautiful old growth forest here. I mean, this tree here, I don't know if you can see this tree, but this tree is, I don't know, probably 7 feet across. Big, beautiful old growth tree. Gavilan? Yeah, it's incredibly beautiful. Big old healthy tree. And that tree up there is the favorite of the sloths. That one there is a favorite one the sloths like to hang out in. And we might be able to see a sloth if we look long enough here, but in any case, that's where the sloths like to live. So in case I need to use my hand, I'm gonna cut. Okay, now we're down to river level, and that's kind of steep, but we can definitely build a switchback or 2 down to the river. That'd be easy enough. Labor is super cheap here, so You can see how just beautiful this forest is. It's like really just stunningly pretty. You could build a little road down to the river here. Wouldn't be surprised if you see some frogs and things. You can see this habitat is old growth, beautiful riparian habitat. And this trail here that I'm on goes all the way to the Catarata, to the waterfall. The big rock here. Goes all the way to the waterfall along the riverside. So we have private access to the most coolest, huge, big, massive waterfall in the area. And we don't have to pay. Tourists have to pay like $35 to get in there. And we don't have to pay, we just go hiking up this trail. So this trail, the hiking, it's a walkable trail all the way up to the Catarata. So we're talking about like 20-minute. Okay, don't know if I was losing power, but so this is the river. It's absolutely stunning section of the river. Very few people up the watershed here, so it's just completely crystal clear water. This could be like the perfect little swimming hole here. It's just deep enough to wade in. Like that pool there is deep enough to swim in. But with a little work, this could be just 5 feet, 6 feet deep pool for swimming. It's absolutely ideal. It's all protected, old growth habitat around. So it's really well protected. You can see my friend is calling me that way. So I'm gonna go see what he needs, a little private beach here. So that's the access to the road or the trail up to the property. See how stunningly pretty it is.
Mándale a tus amigas fotos. Pero ahí, por aquí, amigo.
See?
Por aquí.
It's about 5 feet deep there.
Sí.
Nice. Just down the river, not too far, my friend found some steps that are built into the river. Down to the river. This river habitat is just so stunningly pretty. Nice shady spot here. Plenty of sunshine though, for sure. So he found this access that somebody built. My neighbor, Coco. So we're gonna see, maybe this is the easier way down. Oh, look. So this is the trail along the riverside. I believe this trail goes all the way down to El Salto, or that swimming hole that we were looking at, which would be like probably a 40-minute hike down through the jungle. Look how nice this trail is. And this goes all the way up to the waterfall, the Fortuna waterfall. Wow, this trail is beautiful. So this trail is like perfect hiking trail. I mean, guys, for the old growth, beautiful, big, huge ferns and palms. There's orchids out here. There's all kinds of beautiful flowers at the right time of the year. Wow. Coco, this is beautiful, man. This trail is really well maintained. It looks like there's another trail going up that way. I'm gonna have to explore those. But these are basically all private trails for owners of the properties here. So I think that this main trail everybody uses, so it's not like you're going to run into a fence, because they can't build fences here. This is in the protected zone. So the trail goes across the river here, looks like. Across one of the small streams. I'm going to cut the... So I wasn't aware of this trail, but it's beautiful. and it's well maintained. And I bet it goes all the way from the public swimming hole down there in Salto to the main highway there, for lack of a better word, all the way up to the Fortuna waterfall is my guess. Just probably hour and a half of hiking through the jungle up to the waterfall from the main road. These plants here are just so amazing, so beautiful. A lot of them, you know, every time you turn a corner you see a plant that you have never seen before. The biodiversity is amazing. Found a trail that someone built up the hill, so we may be able to just tap into this trail here, and we don't have to build the trail down to the river. Looks like it needs a little maintenance, but there's already a trail down to the river, looks like. It needs to be shored up, maybe some steps put in. But it's already here. Leaf cutter ants, hard at work. Oh, this goes right into the bioreserve. Qué bien. This is the bordering bioreserve. Wow. Well, there's a trail that cuts through the bioreserve to that trail down to the river that we could easily use, or we cut ourselves our own private trail down to the river. Either way, relatively easy access to the river. And they didn't build the fence all the way around. So, easy enough. So, yeah, perfect. Gracias, Coco. Mucha experiencia. So this is the access road. And you can see, even with the clouds, that Papa Chris has views of the volcano too. Really nice views from this side of the property. So, oh, gracias, señor. I left my coffee down there. So it's just stunningly pretty. So, in case my other video doesn't come out, this is Papa Chris's 1.6 hectare plot over to that fence line. On the other side of the fence is the property that Asha and I are considering, the 1 hectare property that borders the main road there. There's a big berm between this property and the main road, so you don't hear a single car. Cars can go by there all day, you wouldn't hear them. It's and that's the main road up to the main waterfall, the Fortuna waterfall, which is just stunning. But now that we know we found a private trail, private to us and the other property owners, that can walk up the, no one can build a fence on the riparian zone. So this is a structure built by a Brazilian architect that was brother-in-law of the person who owns this property. So it's built like a fortress. The foundation is really solid. Everything is built really above code. Just wasn't finished, but half the structure's there. So, and this is the view from the structure. And there's a second floor that's already built into the house, the construction, the layout of the house. So imagine having a second floor. You got a view of the whole valley there. That's my beautiful neighbor, Carmen. So you can see the view is just spectacular. It goes for a very long time. This is the high side of the property. This is the second floor. It's all leveled out here, so either they wanted to build a parking area or a second floor. I think a second floor would be just stunning. Man, the views from a second floor up here, incredible. Volcano behind you. Expansive, beautiful views. Not a house in sight other than way down there in the valley. $224,000, guys, for a hectare and a half, hectare 0.6. It's like 5 acres of land. A nice level spot out there for a garden or patio or whatever. Plenty of space around it for patio and plenty of flat space at the top here for a road or for additional structures or whatever. In fact, the whole property, other than the downslope side on towards the river that we've seen, the whole property is totally buildable with really great views. From the other side of the property, you see the volcano really clearly. Beautiful unobstructed view of the volcanoes from the other side there, from the far side of the property near the bioreserve. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Guanábana? Guayaba. Guava tree on the property. Guava. Okay, this is the far side of the... Keep in mind, I forgot to mention, you got high-speed cable and all the utilities all the way out to Papa Chris's house there. So everything's already run out there, power and everything. We have full water rights from the river that we could pump up easy enough. This is the top corner of the property, of the 1 hectare property Asha and I are considering. There's the neighbors there. And you can see the line that they run are all the way out. You see the phone line and the power line and the internet all the way out to Papa Chris's place on those poles there. So that's already completed and paid for. So you basically get the free beginning of a house or half-built house, foundation, everything included, without a penny more than it would cost for the land. And the easement already cut into the side of the road there. So the road's half-built, and the utilities are already out to Papa Chris's house. So that's all included in the price, which is, you know, basically we don't have to pay a dime for it. So the price for this right now, the property that Asha and I are considering, the hectare piece, is 15 a square meter currently. We might get it for less. That piece I've already negotiated cash price of 13.54 cents per square meter. So for a 1.6 hectare plot, hectare plot. It's 224,000. This plot here, 150,000 the current price. And I haven't. I know the guy. We talked before. We went round and round about negotiation before, but this time the price has dropped, so I haven't talked to him since. But I imagine that we could get even a lower price than that. I'm hoping, if we paid in cash, or he's willing to finance it with a significant down. He was willing to finance the property, which is amazing. And he's a professional developer, owns like 250 properties. So he's not just a fly-by-night guy. He would put the property in escrow and do it right for us if we wanted to finance it. So I want to give you an idea of the views with my phone here, because you know it's hard to see. With that other camera, it has a wide lens on it. So this one, you can use a telephoto. So I just want to show you. First off, I'm gonna put my coffee down. That's the volcano there. Yeah, it's covered with clouds this morning, but man, it's beautiful and stark. The hillside is Papa Chris's property out in the distance there. Can't even see his house. The area here is just stunningly pretty and quiet. So this little peninsula is like living on top of the world. The view is literally world-class view. Couldn't get a better view in the whole planet, I think, other than the Swiss Alps or something. You can see the view goes off into the distance if somebody built over here. This is a perfect glamping spot, no? I mean, with the volcano in the background, closer to the road, so that, you know, we would have more privacy, probably building a little away from the road. But they, this would be perfect for glamping just because of the imagery. God, we build some domes right here, and the view of the valley floor, just spectacular with the volcano behind. So that's the property, guys. I think it's the opportunity of a lifetime. Well, I've worked very hard to look at probably 40, 50 properties, and I haven't seen anything like this, with the access to the river, access to the road, all the high-speed internet and all the utilities, which is really rare, just because there's the Fortuna waterfall up here. All the best hotels are on this road, and that so that is why all the utilities are all the way up the road, and why the road is new and will be really well maintained our entire lifetime. Yep, there we go, little piece of paradise.